Activity 10.5, demonstrating triangle congruence in GeoGebra. We're going to use a blank GeoGebra calculator, and I'm going to show you how to get there next. GeoGebra.org looks like this, and we're going to go up. I'm logged in, as you can see on the top right corner. I suggest that you create an account and log in as well. It can allows you to save your work. So for calculators, I'm going to go to top right and go to geometry, and that's the same link that you have in your notes. I'm going to go to the top right settings. I'm going to show a grid. I'm going to go back and just show my major grid. I just like that. It's easier to put points on, to put segments on. Construction number 1 says that we're going to create a line segment AB that is 2 units long. So click on segment. I'm going to click on the grid and make it 2 units long. You want to draw a line segment exactly 2 units long that forms exactly a 55-degree angle. So go ahead and click on more, and we're going to scroll down. And in order to get the 55-degree angle, I am going to rotate it around the point. So I'm going to click on rotate. I'm going to click on the segment, so in the middle of the segment, and then click on A. And I don't want 45, I want 55. And I'm going to go clockwise if you think that would make it go down. And I'm going to click OK. Label the point at the end of your new line C. Then scroll back up and click on the move point. When I click on B prime, and on the letter A, this isn't super important, by the way, but you can make it C, hit enter, you click off it, you'll see that it's been renamed C. And now I want to connect B and C with a segment. I'm going to go to B and C. I'm going to move C out of the way a little bit. So when you want to move something, go back to the top left arrow and click on move. Okay, so I've made a triangle, and I want to see the triangle that I constructed is the same as the triangle you constructed. So we're going to go scroll down to measure. I'm going to click on distance and length first and click on that AB segment, which is 2, and that's good. We all started with a segment that was 2 units long. From angle A, I want that 55-degree angle, and I also wanted this line segment to be 2 as well. And I'm going to measure an angle. To measure an angle, you will click on 3 points, and the middle point is the angle you'll get. So I'm going to click on B first, then A, then C. I'm going to move my 55, my 2 out of the way. So this is the construction that it told me to follow. I needed to go start with a segment 2 units long. Then I needed to move it 55 degrees and have it exactly 2 units. And I closed that triangle. If I want to know if my triangle is congruent to your triangle, we will have to go and measure BC, angle B and angle C. So if you were paying attention, and you can always rewind, you go ahead to the measure menu again, distance or length, you're going to measure BC, and then you're going to measure your angle B and angle C. So you should pause right here and measure yours, and then see if you get the same as mine. Okay, so I measured mine, and the distance from B to C was 1.8 units. Angle B was 62.5 and angle C was 62.5 degree, which makes sense because it's an isosceles triangle where AB is 2 and AC is 2, so the base angles would have to be the same, and they're both 62.5 degrees. So hopefully for D, you can answer that you have the same triangle, and then the congruence property, if you think about that, we had a side, the angle in between of 55 degrees, and another side. So label that property for part B. I used to do this exercise by hand in class, and we use protractors and rulers, and it's not as accurate as GeoGebra. So it's a really good use of technology to show that you have the exact same triangle if you follow the instructions. So let's go ahead and go to the second task, construction number 2. So I'm on the next page, and I'm just going to undo all of these. I could start over to. Okay, I want AB to be 3 units long, so I'm just going to drag this over to 3 units. Now, construction 2 says from point A, we draw a line that is longer than 3 units. That forms exactly a 70-degree angle with line segment AB. So I am going back to the transform menu. I'm going to rotate it. And I'm just going to rotate the point B. So I'm going to click only on B and then on A. And I want this angle to be 70 degrees. I'm going to click on clockwise and click OK. So right now, the distance between A and B prime would be the 3 units. But if I move back up for lines, I can actually click on line versus segment and connect A to B. This is definitely longer than 3 units. From point B, we want to draw a line that forms exactly a 75-degree angle with line segment AB. So we're going to repeat the transformation, rotate around the point, but now I'm going to rotate A with center B. I want 75, and this time I do want to go counterclockwise. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to connect it again with a line B to A prime. And you'll see that they intersect, and I bet you there is intersecting point. I don't see it yet. So click on more at the bottom. And now I have a menu for points, intersect. So I'm going to click on these 2 lines, and it will put a point at the intersection of the 2 lines, and it called it C, which is exactly what I want. So I have triangle ABC now. Okay, so let's measure. And we are going to measure a distance. Click on AB, you get 3, which is good. Then we are going to click on an angle. And from B to A to C is 70. And then A to B to C should be 75, which it is. So this is me following the instructions from construction number 2. 70 degree, 75 degrees, and a 3 unit. So what we need to know now is the rest of the triangle. I want to know point C, which you can do with or without GeoGebra, because we know they have to add up to 180. And you want to find the distance from A to C. Since that is a line and not a segment, when you measure a distance, you can also click on 2 points. And notice when you click on anything in the navigation, it tells you select 2 points or a segment. So select A to C and then B to C. I'm going to pause. I'm going to do this. You should pause the video as well and measure yours. And let's see if we get the same triangle, congruent triangles. Okay, so when you measured yours, hopefully A to C was 5.1 units, B to C 4.9 units, and angle C 35 degrees. So hopefully you have a congruent triangle to mine. And then the property that is used, think about what we started with. We started with that segment, but we have an angle, and then we have a side, and we have an angle. So go ahead and finish the questions. Complete those for construction 2.